something. We have to do something. We can make a difference again. The world needs us now, more than ever. Are you with me?
Okay, so it's Tuesday morning. I've just seen on Discord that MEI won the vote for this week. Yeah, GG guys. Oh, that's made my day. Wow. Wow. Thank you. Actually, it really doesn't matter. I think I'm probably going to enjoy her. Let's be honest. She's a new character for me. I have like 3 hours on her, 4 hours, something like that. So, yeah. Let me go get changed, showered, washed, do my hair, and then I'll give you my first thoughts. First thoughts. I'll drink my coffee. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so feeling a little bit fresher now. MEI, first thoughts. Okay, to me, she is a very trolly character. I've never put any time into her, so this is my outside view on what I see of her. She is very annoying to play against. She seems to be very annoying to play with as well, because I always feel like when we have a MEI on our team, we're losing a DPS. I know she's all about crowd control, which I guess used in the proper way, it becomes very noticeable, but I presume that the person being MEI would have to step in as a role of a shot caller quite a lot. You know, Genji, Frozen, that kind of stuff. You got to know what she's doing so you can turn and take advantage of it, right? I sometimes perceive her a little bit as an off tank. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. But when I see good MEIs on my team, basically they're using their ice block to stay alive and they're walling off damage, but not doing the stupid thing of walling off our damage, which I've seen done quite a few times. i.e., I'm launching a diva bomb, our MEI puts the wall up, my bomb bounces off the wall, explodes, and I'm like, MEI, what are you doing? But that's the trolly side as well, or the inexperienced side. So yeah, so she's a troll. She's got quite a good survivability, but she's not one-shot proof, because I think she's a 200 HP hero. I'll look the stats up in a while. So this is why she's a bit controversial for me as an off tank, but she does kind of hold that role if she's good enough. As long as you can avoid being one shot, you have sustainability with the ice wall to block off stuff, and then ice block to save your ass, basically, to heal yourself back up again. So there we go. There's my first thoughts. Now, I'm going to spend the next week or so playing her. We'll see how it goes. I'm actually quite excited now. First, when I saw this, I was a bit like, yeah, thanks, guys, you're trolling me. And I know you're trolling me, but that's fine. I'll play Reaper another time, especially as he's just got a PTR buff to do with his Shadow Step being able to be used in the air and being invisible on the other side. I'm going to go jump on the PTR as soon as I can, actually, after I've done this video. So, okay, thanks, guys. Yeah. I guess the rest of the video will be scripted now, because I'm saying and yeah, and I'm gonna have more coffee, by the way. So yep, there's my first look. I shall see you guys in a while. So, it's been a couple of weeks since I was here last. How have you guys been? What have you been up to? And more importantly, how have those Overwatch plays been going for you? So last time out, we were sat here having a little chat about Lucio, and at the end of the video I gave you guys the chance to pick for me what hero I would play next. By a whopping 14 votes to 3, you guys decided I would be spending the next 2 weeks or so pissing off the whole Overwatch community as MEI, more than likely dropping my SR faster than it does when I actually play Ryan in competitive. So GG guys, GG, thank you very much for that. Well, here we are, MEI, aka Freezy Girl, aka the Ice Queen, aka Troll Bitch, or probably more affectionately and most notably known as No! God damn it! Get off me! Shit! I'm frozen! I'm frozen. Yeah, the wonderfully tiny 5-foot troll who, hang on a second, isn't Cell 5 foot? Cell? Are you 5 foot? Gee, I should probably just leave that one there. It's been an interesting couple of weeks, I must say. Firstly, Booker don't do DPS, not usually anyway. Secondly, oh my god, Mei is so much fun. I can taste the frozen tears of my enemies in every match. Yes! Fuck yes! Seriously. Honestly, I didn't think I would enjoy it this much. I have had some serious highs with her. Run, Mercy, run! Oh, that's mean.
What are you doing, Boo? Are you having fun?
I'm killing everyone! This is brilliant! Why have I never tried this before? And I've had some serious lows. Oh no! It used my ultimate, but I didn't get to use it.
Oh, Booker. How dare you?
I got my ulti cancelled. I didn't even say the voice line and it's gone. That feels bad like Lucio. But one thing I can definitely say is that she is awesome to play. I have enjoyed playing Mei so much. But before we go any further, first things first, let's take a really quick, speedy look at what makes Mei, well, Mei. Okay, first up, Mei's left click. That is her endothermic blaster. It is a beam weapon, it does 55 damage per second and has a max range of 10 meters. It carries 200 ammo, takes 1.5 seconds to freeze a target, and once the target is frozen, they will remain frozen for 1.5 seconds, and more importantly, it actually pierces enemies. Her alternate fire, or right click, known as Icicle, also coming from the endothermic blaster, is a projectile that does 75 damage. Its spread is pinpoint and it will travel at 120 meters per second. Also importantly, the casting time for this is 0.4 seconds. Mei's first ability, Cryo Freeze, is probably what gives her the biggest sustain of her kit. It's an ice block that encases her in a block of ice that allows her to shield herself, ignore all incoming damage, but also heal herself. The healing that this thing does is 37.5 heals per second, giving a total of 150 over the full duration, which is 4 seconds. The cooldown, which doesn't start until the block has broken, is 12 seconds. Also, you can actually cancel this block to get out of it when you want as well, which is kind of a nice thing. Ice Wall, the trolliest part of Mei's kit, or actually, maybe not, but actually one of the trolliest things in her kit, which is full of trolly things. Anyway, Ice Wall. A block of ice that is 3 times 8 meters, lasts for 5 seconds and has a cooldown of 10 seconds, which starts immediately, which means basically when it comes down you could technically put it up again 5 seconds later. It's made of 5 blocks of ice. These things take 400 damage to destroy them, and every good Mei knows and every bad Mei knows that you can use it to block your own teammates as well as enemies. Technically speaking, you're supposed to use it to help your team, but hey, this is Mei, right? And we come on to Mei's ultimate, Blizzard, the other big trolly thing in the big bag of trolly things that trolls use to troll people. Hence, Mei has it, obviously. It's an arcing projectile that, when thrown out, it will freeze people to the spot that are caught in the area of effect, obviously. It actually does 100 damage over the duration, which is 5 seconds. The area of effect is a 10-meter radius from the centre, and that's about it. It basically just freezes people to the spot and allows you to kill them easily. Troll. Making this week's video has really opened my eyes to what a good Mei is actually capable of. And it's kind of also opened my eyes to what the community of this game is incapable of. Firstly, as I mentioned before, Mei has actually been quite a fun hero to play. Personally, I feel she has a great kit. It helps her push and has some fairly good sustainability. Add this to the fact that she's capable of pissing off the enemy team like no other hero I have ever played in this game. It basically turns her into a monster, and I love it. Seriously, I have never seen people rage the way they rage at Mei. Even I don't rage that much when I see a Genzo Maker on my team, and that's saying something. Probably the most interesting thing for me though was actually the realisation that she's not just a troll pick. This tiny little Ice Queen is actually such an interesting pick that I may, and I hope you see what I did there, I may actually use her in future team compositions for competitive matches. Sure, MEI has her pros and her cons, and I want to go into those a little more now. See, what I think a lot of players around the gold rank fail to understand is that Overwatch, at its core at least, is a team game and not a free-for-all deathmatch game. Certain heroes like Widow, Hanzo, Genji, McCree, etc. can stand out alone as DPS players, which is why everybody picks them, right? But more often than not, they're in the wrong hands, so they rarely do. A pick like MEI, on the other hand, has, to me at least, always been a bit of a troll pick. But now just think how many times you can use her abilities to your team's advantage. Let's think for a second. If you're the other DPS player on the team, and I say other DPS because we all know you should be playing 2-2-2, right? How easy is it for you to pick up the last hit if MEI is holding them on the spot for you? And here lies my problem with MEI. She is good, but she's not that good, alone at least. For MEI to shine, she needs a team that understands what she can do. And in my limited hours with her, I've found that the main problem was actually just other DPS players not being quick enough on the ball to take advantage of the situations that MEI can create. And boy, does this happen a lot. Given the ideal situation, and I have actually managed to squeeze a few of these in the last couple of weeks, MEI will basically freeze her way to victory, picking up 1.5 billion assists on the way, and your pro DPS players will pick up all the free popsicle kills, getting themselves a play of the game, job done. Then there is the typical match that I've had in the last couple of weeks. MEI fights her way onto the front line, MEI freezes, MEI shoots them for about half their HP, MEI freezes again, MEI gets hit and needs to go into an ice block, MEI freezes again, MEI uses wall to block incoming damage, MEI freezes again, MEI looks around wondering where the help is, only to see the rest of the team are screaming YOLO! Or something like that as they run headfirst into the bastion on the other side of the map. Nowhere near the payload. Yeah, it's a frustrating problem. Okay, so it's not actually a problem with MEI, it's a problem with the people that play Overwatch. Too many DPS players wanting to be the hero who cannot actually do their job. But this is a MEI video and not a book of rant about DPS players video. So, it does show off the weakness she has with her kit. She is not a lone gun hero. Her damage is probably one of the lowest on the board at like 50 per second for freezing and 70-ish for the icicle. However, I am totally okay with that. Why? Because when she does have teammates that help her, she can absolutely dominate. Is she OP then? No, not really. When it feels like MEI is dominating, it's usually because, as I played before, she's not alone. The only thing in her kit that I found slightly questionable was probably the speed at which her Blizzard ulti would charge. It definitely felt like it was a bit too rapid for me. I can see that a pro MEI would most likely have it available every fight. Hell, I was finding I had it available for the majority of fights. Other than that, she has 0 mobility bonuses, which means she actually has to be played smart. For MEI to work, she has to close the gap on you, and only then can she trap you like a fly in her little icy web. Sure, getting frozen by her it feels bad, but if you're dumb enough to keep getting close to her that often, then hey, unless you're Zen, it's your own fault, and it's your tears that are going to be used as ice cubes in her victory drinks after the match. Map knowledge and situational awareness are the biggest counters to MEI. Just like Brigitte, the majority of her kit is short range and can easily be avoided by those that know what she's capable of. Although thinking about it, it kind of gets me wondering why I've never seen a delete MEI hashtag. That being said, what do I think she's good at? Well, calling her a DPS is definitely not the right title here. She's a utility hero and that is her bread and butter, and that kit of hers has several uses. With the wall, for instance, you can effectively take an off-tank slot if you're careful. Bear in mind though that MEI only has 250 HP and can easily and quite often be one-shot by the snipers or a Doomfist. With a little practice and good timing, you can soak and deny enemy ultimates left, right and centre. The fact that a wall cooldown starts as soon as you place it means that at times there's only going to be 5 seconds before you can place another one. Keep that one in mind next time your team are running off-tanks like D.Va and Roadhog while you're trying to push a choke. Her ice block gives her sustainability with self-heals and damage blocking. This can make her viable in all sorts of situations like close-up 1v1s, and most players, they're not going to want to take that fight alone for fear of being frozen. That being said, her blaster spray is a massive deterrent that stops heroes actually wanting to even get close to you or who it is you're protecting. It's a nice crowd control, but remember, even though it takes 1.5 seconds to free someone, the slowing of them actually starts immediately. Her ultimate ability is not only CC, but also a full area denial. It can help catch out a push, punish a line of defense, or even deny players the chance to get anywhere near the payload during overtime. So basically, she can cover a lot of roles, but your bog standard DPS really isn't one of them. And if you find that you're the top DPS on the team, you should probably feel free to die a little inside, because I can assure you that the rest of your team are doing absolutely jack squat to help the match in the right direction. So, that's my thoughts. Are you thinking about picking up MEI 2? What have I learned over the last couple of weeks, and what are my top tips as a new player to this hero to help other new players to pick up this hero? Well, stay tuned. I'll be back in a second. I've kind of got to go and put a t-shirt on now and look good. You know, end of the voiceovers. Got to get on camera. See you in a sec. Okay, so I'm back, and I've got 5 basic tips that I want to give you today on how to play MEI. This is what I have picked up while playing MEI over the last few weeks. Let's start with number 1. Okay, so the first tip, number 1, take the flank route. But, there's a big but here. A huge but. I don't know why I'm saying that. Don't do it alone, or at least don't do it like a Genji would, because you're just going to end up dead. Okay, MEI is pretty godly 1 versus 1. We know this. However, 2 versus 1, not so much. She's going to suffer. So what I'm suggesting to you here is take that flank route with the intention of meeting back up with your teammates. Okay, you want to surprise the enemy team. If you're going to use your ultimate ability, for instance, take the stairs, go around, go across the bridge or something like that. Just wherever you are, take the back door to get in behind the guys. Okay, but always make sure that your team has got you covered. You are not a proper flanker and you are going to get killed. All right, so just make sure that you can get back out again if you take that flank route. Just don't go face on. Okay, that's my first tip. Right, that's number 1. Take the flank route, but don't do it fully alone. Okay, simple. Okay, my second tip, my number 2 on the list. Kind of feel this is really important, but this one is basically pull the wall back down. What? That sounds crazy, right? You know, I get it. Why would you want to pull the wall back down when you've just put it up? It's an ability, it's on a cooldown, you wouldn't want to waste it. No, but if you do happen to waste it, and it's in a bad place, take it back down again. The whole point of this wall is to block damage and to block enemies and to trap enemies. But it also does exactly the same to your own team. You're blocking your own damage, you're blocking your team off, you're potentially trapping your own team off, and you're ruining your own ultimates from your team. So if it's badly positioned, for goodness sake, just press that button and pull it back down again. It's really, really annoying that people just leave their wall up. Okay, same button again. Look, for me, it's here. It's on my mouse, okay? All you got to do, it's up, it's in the wrong place. Oh, I've got the McCree trapped to the wrong side of it. He's going to get killed. Pull it back down. Just, that's it. There's nothing else to it. If you make a mistake, pull it back down. Okay, let's move on. Tip number 3. That's number 3. Okay. For this one, I want to go with wall the invulnerability field. I know this is very specific to Baptiste, but you're going to see him in a lot of games. He's not long been out, and loads of people seem to have trouble with the invuln field. I mean, it's this great big flying lamp in the air, okay, and it takes hardly any damage, and it's easy to shoot down. But so many people just leave it and they carry on shooting the people that are standing in it, like the enemy team that are standing in it that clearly can't die. Okay, just okay, calm, Booker. Right, my suggestion here is to wall that off. Now, I'm going to show you a quick trick here with this, which is basically something that I filmed with Greenie and myself. The idea is that if you wall that invulnerability field, you can pop the wall up. As long as you get it right and it's dead in the middle, it's going to cover the invulnerability field. Now, I don't know right now whether this is a bug, whether this will be patched out, or whether at a later date it will move the field or what. But basically, if you pop that wall up onto the invulnerability field, it will break line of sight. But to the enemy team, if you're doing this right, it will look like, to them at least, not the glow around the edges, but it will look like they still have the invulnerability field. They'll believe they're still in there. 3 kills, okay? You got to be careful. You got to rotate that invulnerability field in the right way. Obviously, don't put it square onto you and block your team off. Try to typically just put it sideways on so that it's just straight in front of you, going in that direction. And simple. Hopefully the little video clip there explains it enough. But that's it. It's a very simple tip, but it's something I've picked up a lot. And you'll be surprised how many people right now basically stay in that invulnerability field and that you can freeze and that you can kill, okay? Simples. Okay. This is number 4 on my list. Now, you're a DPS player. You believe you're a DPS player. You think you're invincible. You think you're godly. And you go in with this, I think it's snowball, isn't it? You throw down, and you go in and you're like, full intentions, right? I'm going to freeze everyone. I'm going to kill everyone. This is amazing. Amazing. Okay. So you do what you're supposed to do. You sneak in and you jump off the ledge and you're like, snowball, go! Or basically whatever she says. And you throw it down on the floor and basically Lucio hits speed boost and he starts to push everyone out. Widow grapples, Genji dashes away, Reaper fades away, Hanzo jumps out the way. How bad does that feel? You thought for a second there that you were going to have a 6-stack freeze and your team were going to clean up, and in fact they all got out. But what if I was to tell you there's a little secret here, and this is kind of a good one. What if I was to tell you that it's possible to freeze those targets twice as fast? You want to know? You want to know what to do? I nearly spilled my coffee there. Whoops. It's actually quite a simple trick. You just left click them. Okay, I'm going to show you what I already am showing you in the video here. Not that I can see it on my screen, but hey, ho hum. Basically, if you throw the blizzard down, you can freeze them twice as fast by spraying them. So you basically give yourself, it'll give your entire team more time to get those kills. It's kind of a simple trick. It's kind of easily done. I would suggest that to go in with your left click a little more often instead of immediately like throwing that down and trying to right click everyone's heads. Just let your DPS clear up, okay? Let them do that as long as they're there. Sure, once they're frozen, you can start popping them off with the icicle. But before that, just make sure you're getting those freezes. Get in there, get in their faces, and spray them as well, okay? They'll freeze twice as fast, and then you can clear up. So that's that one, number 4. Okay, it's that time, guys. This is my last basic tip, the last nugget of knowledge that I might actually have for you that may be useful. But for me, I found this quite useful. So this is my number 5. Okay, wall off the choke. What do you mean, Booker? Well, perhaps I'll show you in this little video clip that I'm showing you right now. Basically, if you can, and you're in a good position for it, use the MEI wall to wall off the choke and try to catch people out. Try to catch the enemy out. If you can get that Reinhardt as he comes through the archway or through the door, if you can catch him out, you've just made that team fight a 5 versus 6 and you've killed their main tank. Even better if you can catch 1 or 2 of the DPS coming through as well. If you can lock that door so that half their team are stuck one side of it and half the team are stuck the other side with your whole team, you are going to find those team fights so much easier. Plus, you're probably going to get some nasty messages in general chat and stuff, which is just great if you're a troll and you like that sort of thing. But yeah, that's it. That's my last basic tip. Wall off the choke and basically give your team an unfair advantage. Blah, 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 blah. An unfair advantage, okay? So, my 5 basic tips. I'm just going to scroll up here. Number 1 was basically take the flank route. Number 2, pull that wall down. Don't forget that one. That's really important. Number 3, this is a Baptiste-specific one. Oh, jeez, I can't speak today. This was a Baptiste-specific one, which is to wall the invulnerability field. Number 4, try and freeze people a lot faster when using your ultimate. And number 5, learn how to wall off the choke. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I'm sorry, that's it. I'm done. Well, as I said before, that's about it for the video. 20 plus hours of fun over the last few weeks with MEI, and I think I can safely say I'm just about okay with her now. Next time out though, I'll be trying out one of the not quite tanks. Prove me wrong, Roadhog mains, I'm looking at you. So you're either going to see me play the overpicked, hey, I am playing a tank, fat DPS that is Roadhog, or the I like swinging around the point, but screw being a tank for you, because I'm out of here, Hammond. So the choice is yours, the vote is up on Discord now. You guys go and decide. Want our Discord link? Then make sure to catch us on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday and Saturday, where we'll be happy to drop it to you whilst we're live. Of course, if you like the video and you want to see more of these, then don't forget the old sub and notification buttons. I'm sure you know what they do by now, but go on, give them a smash anyway though. Until then, have a good one. We'll catch you soon. Bye bye.